It was a homework assignment. So, laundry detergent is a pure substance or mixture? Mixture. And is it homogeneous or heterogeneous? So we can see blue and we can see white. White and blue are different, so it's hetero. If you mix sugar and pure water, is it a mixture? I hope so. And does it look the same throughout? So it's a solution. Iron is an element on the periodic table, so it is pure. Here's a chemical formula. It's a compound, and it's pure. Orange juice, mixture. You can see pulp and you can see water. It says right here it has pulp. And it'd be hetero because you can see the pulp. You can tell bits that aren't liquid. So ocean water is a mixture. And it looks the same throughout. Air, what is air? And it looks the same throughout. And it looks transparent throughout. Aluminum is an element on the periodic table, so it's pure. So is magnesium. It's pure. You guys stop. Here's a chemical, so it's a compound. Thus it'll be pure. Tap water. What is tap water? Has lots of different stuff in it. So it's a mixture. The key word is tap. So it's a mixture, but it still looks the same throughout. So it is homogeneous or solution. So that's pure. If it just says water, we can assume that is H2O. And so this is a compound. Soil. Hetero or homogeneous? I don't know about you, but if I go outside and bucket up some dirt, it'll all look different. Just a single atom, so it's an element. So it's pure. Single formula. Compound and pure. We have two different formulas with a plus. That tells you it's a mixture. And salt water looks like all one thing, so it is a solution. One formula. So it's compound. So pure. This one tricked up a lot of people. Muddy water. Alright, mixture. Very good. Hetero or homogeneous? If it's settled, hetero. So this is technically a suspension, like salad dressing. So in salad dressing, if you leave it alone, what will happen is the solid bits will sink to the bottom. If you get some muddy water, the mud will sink to the bottom, leaving you with dirty water on top. This is heterogeneous. You can clearly see the difference between the mud and the water. Brass. What is brass? Someone besides Jacob. What is brass? It says right here, it is mixed. Brass is copper mixed with zinc. Does it all look like one metal? No. Yes, it does. If you ever looked at brass, it looks like one metal. That's why all y'all are getting confused, thinking it's a pure substance. Pizza? Heterogeneous. Salad dressing. It's heterogeneous. These are all mixtures. Or it says classify them as what type of mixture. Again, ignore these two. Soda pop. Looks like a solution. This one, it depends on what fertilizer you get. Most of them are heterogeneous, but you could get some true solutions of it. So I didn't count that one wrong. Paint. Yes, it looks the same throughout. If you mix two paints and mix them, then they're all going to end up. You're going to end up with one color. This one, trash in your backyard is all different trash. Gold necklace. Yes, it looks like if you buy a gold necklace. By the way, if y'all buy any jewelry, any gold jewelry, why would you not want pure gold? It's really, really malleable. Which means if you were to bang your hand on the table, the gold ring would squish, locking it onto your finger. In fact, there are people who bought pure gold rings and ended up crushing their finger as the metal squeezed on it, cutting off some blood supply to their finger. You would not be able to take off a gold ring as you would easily squish it and lock it onto your finger. You want to make it strong enough to maintain its shape. So they fill it with some copper because copper is also goldish colored, so you can't really see the difference. Copper gives it structure. So, you see white, you see blue. It's different, so heterogeneous mixture. Pizza, you can see the crust and the cheese, so hetero. This one confused a lot of people. Cough syrup that must be shaken before ingested. So they're all mixtures? Or you're supposed to label them all as mixtures? So is it a hetero mixture or homo mixture? Yes. So if it must be shaken, that means it has some bits on the bottom and some bits on the top, and you must shake it to mix them up. So for example, if you have salt water, do you ever have to? Do you ever sit there and taste? Oh, the salt isn't fully dissolved. I need to shake it up for it to be salty again. No, any single drop. The real question is why you would be drinking water. Or sugared water, or tea, or Coke. If you just leave the Coke sitting there, it doesn't turn all clear with all the flavor at the bottom. So, because it doesn't do that, it's a true solution. If it does this and all the flavor drops to the bottom, it becomes hetero. This one, it depends on whether or not you strain it. I believe it wanted you to put or heterogeneous, because freshly squeezed orange juice usually always has pulp in it. But I didn't count it wrong, so if you thought of it as squeezed and strained, then that blueberry muffin. Oddly enough, a lot of people got this one wrong. So is it hetero or homo? You can see the blueberry and you can see the muffin. No one got this one right, because it's a trick question. They're not mixtures. Exactly. Not mixtures. So, neither. I guess I didn't get that. No one got right. They're compounds. The correct answer was neither. Muddy water was hetero, and if you can see rocks, grass, and metal, definitely. Can you fix that little mistake? Spelling trick, it just irritated me. Which one? You spelled trick wrong. T-R-I-C-K. That's how you spell it. It looks like an 8-9. I'm sorry. This one, if you zoom way in, there is a tiny little spike. Mr. West is inside. If you leave it out in the sun can actually break the chemical bonds. By the way, my favorite drink is Coke Zero. Um, do y'all know what formaldehyde is? It's what it's what they use to embalm you. So when you die and you go to the morgue, in order to have a funeral, usually what they do is they pump out all your blood and pump formaldehyde in it. It prevents your tissue from breaking down. I mention this and my favorite drink because after about 3 months of sitting here, the artificial sweetener in it will break down into formaldehyde. Formaldehyde tastes very nasty and is toxic. So if I were to accidentally leave a Coke Zero out in my car and forget about it after a couple of months, and I pick it up and go, yeah, it's still good, I'll be pleasantly surprised by the extremely foul tasting taste. And if I were to continue to drink it, probably poison myself. If your drink tastes funny, don't drink it. So what are the 6 main extensive properties? What are the 6 main extensive properties? So, mass, volume, length, moles, energy, and number of particles. Recall that density is equal to mass over volume. What do we measure mass in? Grams. What do we measure volume in? Cubic centimeters. A cubic centimeter is also the same thing as a milliliter. So your density is going to be measured in grams per cubic centimeter, mass per volume. By the way, on the homework, I don't know how many people think that this 3 should be applied to your number. If we have a table that is 2 feet on this side and 2 feet on this, what is the area of the table? 4 square feet. This square is on the unit. It is not on the number. This is 4 square feet is not the same thing as 6 feet. Or 16 feet. Some people put this square on the number for some reason. I do not know why. Units should be separated from values, but you should always include a unit. What's another name for homogeneous mixture? Solution. A pure substance can be one of 2 things. Compound or element. How's y'all's Greek? What does uni mean? It means one. And form is your shape or appearance. Uniform means having one form. One form, one appearance means homogeneous. From the Greek prefix uni, meaning one, and form meaning shape or appearance. Y'all, whenever I say that, I'm surprised y'all haven't in y'all English classes really done this. What is English composed of? So, I'll pull up the composition of English language. So the English language comes from Old English and Middle English. That is your Germanic languages, such as Old English, Middle English, and it's blurred, super blurred. And then we come from the Anglo-Saxon French. So French is a large portion of the English language. Most of the French words, however, come from Latin already, so they correspond. But more of our language comes from Latin than it does come from Germanic. The Germanic portions are your and, the, have, has. Your small 3 or 4 letter words are Germanic. Most of all of our words come from Latin. And about 10% comes from Greek. Our core language does come from Germanic languages, so Old English and Middle English, but most of all of our advanced words come from Latin. And we actually, when I was in school, we actually went through the Greek and Latin. So we have die versus by. Yes? I found a picture of you in seventh grade with my mom. Yeah. The office found an old picture, a thing of me too, from I think my senior year, or 11th grade, and gave it to me. And I'm like, are they gonna have a goatee in this? It had to been 11th grade, but I was pretty sure it looked like it was my senior year, because in the 11th to 12th grade I had a goatee. I always talked with my hand over my jaw, because the principal would occasionally come in and make me shave it. And keep your mask on, Ellen. Alright. Almost done. What can be separated by physical means? So this would include only mixtures. What can be separated by chemical means? And this would be compounds and mixtures. If you are eating food, stop that. What can be separated by only chemical means? Meaning not physical. That would be compound. So mixtures can be done by physical or chemical. So another wording of this question is what can be done by both chemical and physical. And what cannot be separated by either chemical or physical? Nope. Elements. Pure substances also include compounds. Only elements. A pure substance includes compounds and elements. And lastly, a compound is when two different elements are chemically combined together.